I'll have you know that we have brought to life here on this stage many immortal works.
There, you see? Good. You've given life. You've created living beings with more genuine life than people who breathe and wear clothes. Less real, perhaps, but nearer the truth.
All right, but where does all this get us?
Nowhere. I want to try to show that one can be thrust into life in many ways, in many forms. As a tree, or a stone, as water, or a butterfly, or as a woman.
It might even be as a character in a play.
And you, all these other characters were thrust into life, as you put it, as characters in a play.
Exactly. And alive, as you can see. I'm sorry you laugh like that, because we carry in us a story of terrible anguish, as you can guess from this woman dressed in black.
Six Characters in Search of an Author is probably Pirandello's best-known play. As you can see, it's about a writer's relationship between his audience and his characters. The six characters who demand to have their story told are a father and stepdaughter locked in some terrible psychological conflict, a mother, son, and two other children. At some stage, the father left the mother because he thought she'd be happier with another man, and off she's gone and had 3 children by him. But now this other man's dead, and she's returned to her husband. But she's in a terrible state because she's found out that he and the stepdaughter had some kind of incestuous encounter in a brothel. Clearly, the family relationships have reached a pitch of quite intolerable stress. As a result, the story comes out in a series of incoherent fragments, which we, as the audience, are invited to put together. Pirandello makes us, in a sense, the author. Why did he decide to do this? Well, perhaps because the material was too personal. He felt he couldn't scale it down to a neat theatrical formula. He himself said the story was too melodramatic, but I'm not sure whether we need necessarily believe that. But taking the audience into his confidence, making us share in his creativity, might have been a way for him to conceal profound feelings, a terrible anguish like that of which the father speaks. Fragmentation of material, questioning a writer's motives about human relationships and how he deals with these, playing with theatrical conventions, all this makes Pirandello a very modern writer. But Six Characters is not a stylistic exercise. Although it has a tricksy surface, there is real feeling beneath.
Right, quiet, please. Let's listen to them. Quiet.
Yes, listen to his little scrap of philosophy. He's going to tell you all about the demon of experiment.
You're a cynical idiot, and I've told you so 100 times. He sneers at me because of this expression I found to defend myself.
Words, words.
Yes, words, words! When we're faced by something we don't understand, by a sense of evil that seems as if it's going to swallow us, don't we all find comfort in a word that tells us nothing, but that calms us?
And dulls your sense of remorse, too. That more than anything.
No, remorse, that's not true. It'll take more than words to dull the sense of remorse in me.
Oh, it's taken a little money, too. Just a little money. The money that he was going to offer as payment, gentlemen!
That's a filthy trick.
Shame on you, daughter, shame! Shame? No, not shame. Revenge. Oh, I'm desperate. Desperate to live that scene. The room. Over there, a showcase of coins. There, the divan. There, the mirror. There, the screen. And over there, under the window, is the little mahogany table with the pale blue envelope and the money in it. I can see it all quite clearly. I could pick it up. But you should turn your face away, gentlemen, because I'm nearly naked. I'm not blushing anymore. I'll leave that to him. But he was very pale then, very pale. Believe me.
I don't understand anymore.
I'm not surprised when you're attacked like that. Why don't you put your foot down and let me have my say before you believe all these horrible slanders she's so viciously telling about
We don't want to hear any more of your long-winded fairy stories.
I'm not going to tell any fairy stories. I want to explain things to him.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you do, in your own special way.
But isn't that the cause of all the trouble? Words. We all have a world of things inside ourselves. And each one of us has his own private world. How can we understand each other if the words I use have a sense and value that I expect them to have? But whoever is listening to me thinks they have a different sense and value because of the private world he has inside himself too. We think we understand each other, but we never do. Look, all my pity, all my compassion for this woman. She sees as ferocious cruelty.
But he turned me out of the house.
There, do you hear? I turned her out. She really believed that I had turned her out.
You know how to talk. I don't. But believe me, sir, after he married me, I can't think why. I was a poor, simple woman.
But that was a reason. I married you for your simplicity. That's what I loved in you, believing. No. Do you see? She says no. It's terrifying, sir, believe me, terrifying. Her deafness, her mental deafness. Affection for her children. Oh, yes, but deaf, mentally deaf. Deaf, sir, to the point of desperation.
Oh, yes. But make him tell you what good all his cleverness has brought us.
If only we could see in advance all the harm that can come from the good we think we are doing.
And gradually, that universal meaning which at first I had vainly sought in the characters came out of its own accord, in the excitement of their struggles with each other and the producer who does not understand them. Without wanting to and without knowing it, their passion and torment expressed the passion and torment that for so many years had plagued me. The deceit involved in understanding one another, the multiple personality that everybody possesses, and finally, the tragic conflict between life, which is always moving and changing, and form, which fixes it, immutable.
Quando si pensa al teatro di Pirandello, viene in mente un racconto, una inquisizione di Borges, che racconta di quando Averroè, il filosofo arabo, traduceva la poetica d'Aristotele. Arrivato alle parole commedia e tragedia, Averroè non sapeva tradurle, perché non aveva idea del teatro, non aveva idea di che cosa fossero commedia e tragedia. E poi, uscendo e vedendo giochi di ragazzi, discorsi di donne, eccetera, ha un'intuizione di quel che può essere il teatro. Ora Pirandello è un po' così. Come se il teatro non lo avesse conosciuto prima e se lo fosse inventato. Pirandello ha inventato il teatro come uno dell'Islam, insomma. Questo è come se avesse colto il teatro nel flusso indistinto della vita. I personaggi sono e non sono, c'è tutto un gioco di apparenze e di realtà.